Why do you need an electric car? Why do you need an SUV? Why do you need 295 brake horsepower? Well, the answer is here. This is the Tesla Model Y. Now, if you're thinking of trading in your car for something like this Tesla Model Y, why not try selling it with Quotz instead?
Quotz helps you sell your car quickly and easily. With the new Quotz doorstep, get a professional inspection by our certified mechanics at your convenience anywhere on the island. Quotz will then auction out your car online to its wide network of dealers to bid on your car. Once bidding is complete, Quotz will then update you on their best offer price at no obligation. It's that easy.
To find out more, visit quotz.com.sg. That is QUOTZ.com.sg. Now, let's get back to the review.
The Tesla Model Y is priced at $132,620 without COE. The single electric motor produces 295 brake horsepower. The single-speed transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 6.9 seconds. The lithium-ion battery provides a drive range of 455 km. For more details on the Tesla Model Y or any other car, head on to Sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car.
Now up front, it looks like a Tesla car, and if you came from our Model 3 review, honestly the front here is basically no different. So you still don't get a grille, you still do get some pretty nice lines across, but from the side of the front of the car, it does kind of look like a duck lip almost. I know I'm gonna get slandered, but to me it looks like a duck lah. It looks like a duck's mouth. But I have to say this though, I do feel like the Tesla logo is a smidge too big for my liking personally. But of course, if you get a Tesla and you want other people to know that you're driving a Tesla, this seems like a good idea. I would personally like it smaller, but functionally, there's more stuff under the hood. Now, of course, this being an electric car and a Tesla, it comes with a frunk. And at about 117 liters, you can see there's quite a bit of space for you to dump your basic necessities that you need. And because this is a bigger car, it's bigger than the Tesla Model 3's frunk, which is about 88 liters as well. I could be wrong, but we're pretty sure it's 88. Yeah, and it's a pretty comfortable space. You can fit quite a bit of stuff here. My idea of it is, if you are having like some kind of big Chinese New Year feast or Christmas feast or whatever, and you need somewhere to store your food and you don't want the interior of your car to get smelly, you can 100% comfortably put it here. And that's really nice. But let's check out the side. Now on the Model Y, this variant that we have here specifically is the rear-wheel drive variant. So you get 19-inch wheels up front over here. They look pretty good. I mean, of course, if you want bigger tires, you can definitely get them fitted outside. But as of now, right now, with the design and everything, I do think it looks pretty nice. And following down here, you get the cameras here as well as on the pillar. And of course, everybody's favorite complaint about a Tesla is the very not friendly door handles. But honestly speaking, if you got money to buy a Tesla, are you going to care what other people think? No, I don't think so. Let's check out the back. And if you're wondering where the charging port is for the car, it's actually very nicely hidden away amongst the tail lights design. So you don't get any like weird patches of, separated metal. It's right here, and tap it to open it. It opens automatically, so you can just charge the car here. Julian said, "Zai." I genuinely do like it. It's very nicely designed. But of course, the whole back of the car is very simple design. It's very Tesla, going for that minimalist look. So you get the typical Tesla taillights as well as a massive logo. And it's a very huge chunk of metal. Like if I was driving my own car and I saw this Tesla in front of me, I would probably change lanes. It's a very imposing size. And I quite like that, especially if you're driving an SUV. Imposing is almost necessary. So open a boot and you're faced with about 900 liters worth of hauling capacity. It's very functional. As you can see, it passes the anti-trolley length test, no problem. The luggage test, no problem. You even have space to, I guess, sit down and chill or something. But if you want more hauling capacity, you can fold down the rear seats over here with the buttons. And it's just ridiculous. It's like 2,000 something liters when the seats are folded down, and you get this shelf thing which you can remove it. I've removed it about halfway. It got stuck, but we'll figure that out. Anyways, let's check out the back seats. We're in the back of the Tesla Model Y, and as you can see, I'm getting pretty decent knee room, pretty decent wiggle room, and I'm seated quite straight, and I'm about 1.8 meters tall. So headroom is pretty nice, but this is of course a bigger car. The front seat has been adjusted to my comfortable driving position, and honestly speaking, sitting at the back, I do find it pretty comfortable. You do get a magazine holder over here. It's a bit small and a bit tight, but you know, it's not really a complaint, it's just an observation. You get two USB-C ports as well as aircon vents, but no climate control as far as I can see, which is a little bit of a bummer. And one of my biggest complaints about this car is the aircon isn't very strong. Again, I'm not expecting Toyota quality, but you know, if the fan speed is at 3 and I might as well be blowing on my face But in other news, moving on to the center seat, I'm actually seated quite comfortably. So there's no transmission tunnel, electric car of course, and there's actually quite a bit of space. I consider myself a slightly larger individual, and I do feel pretty comfortable. If you're asking me to sit this all the way to KL, I could probably do it. Honestly, not gonna lie, I'm very comfortable. Of course, that's dependent on who's seated beside me but I think it's a very nice space to be in. But if it's just the two of you, there is this cup holder thing that you can fold down. The angle's a bit weird. I feel like I'm doing this, you know. It's a little bit lower. I wish it was higher. All in all, it's a pretty comfortable space. As you can see, it's a very white interior, all the vegan leather and stuff. Very nice. I do realize one thing. I have to complain about this. So just now we were talking about how we could fold down the rear seats. And when you fold that down, there's nothing to latch the seat belts on. So it's actually stuck in behind here. There should have been like a cap or something I mean, you can do it yourself, but if I already paid so much for a Tesla Model Y, just a small clip, that's all I'm asking. You know what I mean? Let's check out the front seats. It's so hot! Now, at the helm of the Tesla Model Y, everything here is basically what you would expect. Very minimalist. There's nothing that There's nothing here so you don't get a digital cluster. You know, it's a functional steering wheel. It's not multifunctional, it's functional. Door handles there's this, and then there's a button. No gear shifter because it's over here, replacing I guess a signal stop or a wiper stop, and everything, or your signal stop, everything will be here as well. So you get these two dials that help you control things like your music and your cruise control settings over here. And with Teslas, everything you need to control about the car is within this screen right here. So I won't go into the details because the Tesla is a bit of an older car now. It's just only recently come to Singapore. So if you want to find out more, do check out our article section, or I guess click on the Model 3 video if you want to know what you can do. But basically the only thing you cannot do within this screen is drive the car. And even then, you could probably do it with a software update. My minor complaints, I'm actually really irritated by how everything is done with the screen. I do understand keeping it minimalist, keeping it, you know, clean and everything, but you know, to kind of control your aircon, you know, as you are driving, this doesn't feel safe. Like, especially with the vents and the way you want the wind direction to blow, and you're doing this all the time, it doesn't feel very intuitive for me. It does take quite a bit of getting used to, but of course, if you have the money to buy a Tesla Model Y, you're not gonna care whether or not, you know, your aircon vent is a bit bothersome. It does take a bit of getting used to, but personally, I would have preferred, you know, dials. But speaking of, you get a charging pad for 2 phones, which is really nice. It fits my phone pretty well. And of course, you get this cubby hole over here. It's pretty deep. It's about maybe 30 cm. So it's not bad. Cup holders here and more cubby space over here. Now, in order to move off, you actually need the card here, placing over here, and then you can start shifting gears. But if you're buying the car, you have the app, I don't think you need to do that anyways. So all in all, it's very Tesla. Everything here is kept to a bare minimum at best. It's okay. I think the materials leave a little bit more to be desired, but honestly speaking, and for the price that you're paying for, this is more than acceptable for me. But does the Tesla Model Y drive as well as it looks? Well, one way to find out. So the Tesla Model Y, how well does it drive? Well, numbers first. This car comes in with 295 brake horsepower and 340 Newton meters of torque. What does that mean? Well, that means overtaking is done way too quickly. Like, the response of this is pretty impressive, but that is sort of expected with a electric car. You kind of get and expect the instant torque, which is really nice. And it's really useful, you know, now that we're driving on highways. It's very comfortable, but I will have to say this, when we were driving on smaller roads, you know, I guess your average roads that, you know, going through construction, there's some potholes or uneven surface, you do feel it a little bit harder, and I think that's sort of one of the downsides of this car is over bumps and ruts, you feel it a lot more than you would like to, and I personally don't like it. Is it a deal breaker? Definitely not. But that being said, I think if you're somebody who's a little bit more sensitive to back pain or a little bit more sensitive to a harsher ride, then perhaps you might want to look at something else. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the car. I love the drive. I think everything about the car on the road, be it power, be it comfort, all to me passes it with flying colours. Minor nitpicks here and there, right? Like, because there's no speedometer, it's on your tablet infotainment screen, so it does take a little bit of getting used to. While they have placed it really nicely on the top right hand corner, you do need to get used to the fact that you have to sort of dart your eyes at the corner and, you know, not look straight ahead. Maybe a heads up display would be a good investment for this car, but that's just a minor nitpick. So is the Tesla Model Y a will buy, won't buy, or go try? Well, for me, it is a will buy. And I need to admit this, I wanted to give the car a won't buy. In fact, I'm personally probably the furthest thing from a Tesla fanboy that can be. I don't really agree with the exterior looks. I personally think that certain things should be left as is when you're talking about designing a car. That being said, for the last couple of days that I have been driving this, I've been trying to find problems with the car, and there's none. And I think that's what makes this car so good. You talk about price, talk about practicality, talk about power. This car kind of just does it all. It does everything well. And it's affordable. Are there cars in its segment that can compete with this? Of course there is. You know, there's the BMW iX, the Atto 3 even, maybe even the EQB, maybe even the C40. But the truth is, all of those cars above have something, only one or two things that does better than the Model Y. This car kind of just does everything at a very nice level, and I think that's what I like about the car. I'm trying to find problems with it. I still am. And the truth is, I can't. And that's why for me, it is a will buy. And that's it for our review of the Tesla Model Y. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel and follow us on TikTok. We are at Sgcarmart. Till then, this is Will. I'm gonna go and enjoy driving a Tesla around. See ya! Okay, it's not that hot.
A few moments later.
Are we rolling? Okay, have you been rolling since I was singing a song?
Left to right, then you like. Again,